How's it going, YouTube? Ray Landscapes back again with another video. Just picked up a couple new attachments for the the ditch witch. I got here a I got pallet forks, and then here's a root grapple, and then a land plane as well, or a carry-all. There's the machine. So I'm going to try and unload these as best as I can. I think if I can grab the carry-all, I can grab the root grapple off of that, and then I'll probably have to flip the forks around in order to pick those up, but let's get started. It's rained for about, I don't know, maybe the last 2 weeks. So everything is just soaking wet. We got like 5 inches of rain in the last couple days. So I haven't been working much. Got a couple jobs just waiting for me to get out there. In fact, I'm supposed to be installing a sprinkler system tomorrow, but we'll see if it happens. It's still pretty wet. I think that's all the connections. So I'm gonna try and grab it. See what happens here. Alright, so I'm going to use these forks to try and pick up that pallet in the back of my truck. See how it goes. So that was kind of interesting. It looks like I had to kind of jerry that thing in there. It looks like these guys they weren't exactly compatible with this setup. I think it's because this cross member right here, I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera, but the top cross member looks like that was not allowing the pins to go all the way up. So that's kind of interesting. I didn't have that problem with the land plane, but well, we'll see how the rest of the attachments work. Alright, so let's connect up these guys. I'm not sure if it matters which way they go. I haven't actually connected anything to the quick disconnects up here for the third function. Man, I think it's hard to get off. Okay, let's see. So thread it out, looks like. So seems to me, oh yeah, it just goes one way. Okay, that seems simple enough. Man, I got these things all tangled up. Let's see. Oh, that went in pretty easily. Do I have to push something back or something? Yeah, so that was kind of weird. It just didn't want to go on there for a second. I think it just probably just because it's new. But well, I got it working now. So let's see how it works. So that seemed to work pretty good too. I mean, I used it with the bricks over there. Probably wouldn't ever do that actually for a job, but I mean, it picked them up pretty easily. I mean, when I did the full loads of like all the dirt and all that broken down stuff, it was pretty heavy. I mean, like I said, it's been raining for about 5 days or even longer, so everything's really soaked. So it was definitely heavy. But I mean, really, I didn't have too much of a problem lifting up that stuff. So let's disconnect and hopefully it's not too much fluid comes out. Oh, almost none. Yeah, literally like no fluid came out. That's really awesome. So those aren't super bad connections then. I mean, sometimes I think they'll use kind of shitty connectors for some of these attachments, but these seem to be pretty good. So let's try that land plane now. All right, guys, so that was definitely interesting. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about these attachments that I bought. So these are actually all from a company in Alabama. They are basically the cheapest that I could find. Here's the company logo right there. Skid Steer Attachment Depot from Huntsville, Alabama. And honestly, I mean, they seem to be pretty good to me. The only one that I had problems with was this guy right here. The pins would hit on here, and they wouldn't allow them to basically stay up all the way, so that you could disconnect the thing, or the quick pins basically. So that was kind of problematic. But I mean, besides that, I mean, it's just forks. So I got quotes originally from, you know, Ditch Witch when I bought the machine to get attachments from them, and they wanted like $1,000 for that, and like $1,500 to $2,000 for that, and like another $700 for this thing. I mean, I got all of these attachments shipped to California for like $1,800. So I mean, that's pretty cheap if you ask me. So we'll see how long they last. I mean, they seem really, you know, pretty sturdy. This is like, I mean, it's like I think they said it's 3/8 inch or 1/8 inch plate or something, or maybe it's 3/8. Actually, I think it is 3/8. That sounds about right. Yeah, that'd be pretty thin for 1/8, but it seems pretty sturdy. I mean, it's all powder coated, obviously. You can see I've already worn off some of the powder coating, which that's just, I mean, if you're going to use it for work, it's going to happen. It's not, there's just not really anything you can do about that. But I mean, other than that, I mean, they seem to work really well. I mean, yeah, these quick hydraulic connections gave me a little bit of trouble at first, but I think it's just because they were new and they just needed to be basically just, as soon as you connect them one time, you know, they're going to be good, basically, it seems like to me. So this, I mean, so the main reason I decided to go with these guys was because the way I figured it, that, you know, this has basically no moving parts, that has no moving parts at all. The only thing it does is this, and it's just a single piston. So I was like, I mean, they can't really go that wrong to where it would be, you know, that horrible. I mean, the worst thing that could happen is one piston would blow, and then I could replace that. It's not a big deal. But for, I mean, literally half the price, I mean, you can't really go wrong. It's really interesting of these new companies these days for the attachments. They can make them so much cheaper than the OEM. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but you know, they seem to work just fine. Like I said, the only issues I had, you guys saw, and this thing didn't give me any issues. I need to take all these packing slips off, probably would help a little bit. But I mean, they're made, you see that, made in USA. I mean, how much of that's actually true, who knows? But you know, I can't really complain too much. Like I said, they worked pretty good for me. So yeah, I think that's basically it. I should be making another video tomorrow once I'm at that job site. We're installing about you know, I don't know, just a small sprinkler system basically for about 800 square feet, and then a drip system as well. So that should be fun. So I'll just make probably a time lapse of that. But other than that, I think that sounds good. And I got the lineup. I'm gonna connect this bucket and go take it back over to where I keep the Ditch Witch under the cover. But I mean, basically these all look really good. Looks really clean. Yeah. So thank you all for watching, and have a good one.